Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to cover the next event in the series of UFO crash and retrievals recorded over the course of history. Today's report concerns the little quaint town of Aurora located in Texas, not too far away from the northwest from the well-known city of Dallas. Aurora is and has been a small town. Its population was just short of 1,400 people as late as 2020. The event which we are going to cover today dates back to 1897 and is one in the series of the so-called airship wave, which has happened in 1896 and 1897. People all over the United States reported seeing various airships, many of which resembled Zeppelins, popular up to the Hindenburg incident just before World War II. Those vehicles were often spotted not only in the air but also on the ground, with the pilots and/or occupants performing repairs or maintenance. The event in Aurora was different in that the involved craft allegedly crashed. The first report of the event is mentioned in a newspaper article dated to 19th of April 1897 and published in Dallas Morning News. According to the report, the incident itself took place 2 days earlier, on 17th of April. At 6 a.m. in the morning Central Time, the alleged UFO was said to have hit a windmill located at the property of the local judge named Proctor, with the impact resulting in a crash of the vehicle. The local residents rushed to the scene to have found scattered debris from the vehicle and the body of the dead pilot. According to the report, the body was not of this world, which suggests the residents had found a non-human entity. The article mentioned an Army Signal Service officer named Weems from the nearby Fort Worth, who has seen the entity and speculated it to be a native of the planet Mars. Since the local community was fairly devout and religious, the dead pilot was given a proper burial with Christian rites and was buried at the local cemetery, together with some of the debris pieces from the crashed vehicle. The remaining collected debris was deposited at the bottom of a well located at the side of the damaged windmill, and so this was the initial report of the event. And what has happened since 1897 then? Around 1935, the property where the crash occurred was purchased from Judge Proctor by one Brawley Oates. He is said to have removed the debris from the well, and he intended to use the well as a water source, but he developed severe arthritis while doing so. He claimed this to be a result of the wreckage contaminating the water inside the well, and thus he decided to seal the well up with a concrete slab and build a structure over it. A writing on the slab indicates that this was done in 1945. Now, is the event an actual UFO crash or not? There are two theories, one leaning towards the skeptic side of things and one towards this being a genuine incident. Let's start with the skeptic angle. In 1980, Time magazine interviewed one Etta Pegues, an 86-year-old Aurora resident who claimed that the entire story was fabricated by the Dallas Morning News reporter. It was allegedly not a serious article and was driven by the deteriorating economic conditions in the town, which was bypassed by the newly built railroad ride, thus rendering it devoid of a vital transport and economic link. The story was supposed to boost interest in the town at the time. Mr. Pegues also claimed that there was no windmill on the Proctor's property, although this claim was later refuted by investigators who allegedly found remains of a wooden water pump tower. This finding was again challenged as late as 2020 by a paranormal researcher, Jerry Drake, who studied the aforementioned well and found it to be of a modern design, built after 1940 and not suited for use with a windmill. The reports leaning towards an actual UFO crash were several in number. In 1998, the KDFW TV station from Dallas interviewed Aurora residents, some of whom claimed that there was a crash in the town 100 years prior. However, no material evidence of this has been found at the time. Another investigation was carried out in 1973 by the Mutual UFO Network, or MUFON. The investigation found two eyewitnesses, Mary Evans, who was 15 at the time of the incident, who mentioned her parents going to the crash site and forbidding her from doing so, but she mentioned the discovery of an alien body. Another witness was named Charlie Stevens, who was 10 in 1897, and he saw an airship trailing with the smoke on its course towards Aurora. He wanted to go to the crash site, but his father allowed him to do so only the day after, and Charlie allegedly saw the wreckage debris. This investigation also studied the cemetery and found a grave marker with a depiction presenting some form of a possible flying saucer and provided readings from its metal detector. The MUFON investigators asked for permission to exhume the grave, but this was refused by the Cemetery Association. Interestingly enough, the grave marker was removed after this investigation, and afterwards metal detectors could no longer find any traces of metal at the gravesite, which led to an assumption that the metal was removed from the site. In 2008, UFO Hunters, a TV documentary, launched its own investigation. It involved Tim Oates, grandson of Brawley Oates, and now owner of the property where the well was located. The well was unsealed and water samples were taken for analysis. However, no large metal pieces were found, and other than elevated aluminium levels in the water, no further evidence was found, except for remains of a windmill base nearby. The cemetery was examined once again with another refusal of an exhumation, but an unmarked grave was found in the part of the cemetery where graves dating back to 1890s were located. The investigators did receive metal pieces from the owner of the land, which allegedly contained aluminium and an unknown element. There is one small, although fragile, thread possibly lending credence to the crash theory regarding the Aurora incident. If the metal pieces and material were indeed removed from the site and presumably collected by someone, this could possibly tie into a hint provided by the whistleblower David Grosh. During his congressional hearing last July, he mentioned that the earliest crash and retrieval operation he was cleared to talk about was the one in 1933 in Italy, but this suggests that there were earlier cases as well. So would the Aurora incident tie into this picture? What do you think, dear viewers? Did the UFO indeed crash in this quiet Texan town, or was the story just an attention grab as the skeptics suggest? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and I will see you again in a new video soon indeed. Take care!